I like to, dress for the occasion. If I'm going to a rock concert or if I'm going to a hip hop concert, the looks might infuse slightly because I think both have something to do with each other at times, but I will give you the feel of the event. If it's a formal event, I'm going to be dressed in a tux and not bow tie this season because everyone's wearing it, but I'm going to be into whatever the fashion forward thing is for the moment. So I think that, not that Farnsworth isn't real because that's my man, my little brother, but I think that I'm a more brutally honest person when it comes to fashion, lifestyle, film. I'm going to give you the 100% honest truth, whether it hurts me or not. Well, it's never going to hurt me, but it might hurt me in the press. So that's how I infuse the 80s kind of into my thing. I'm an 80s baby. I think Rick Bon Jovi, with or without the wig, is who you get when I host. I think that, actually he's a cross between Rick James and John. Yeah, I think that my alter ego is the guy you get in the club. When he's saying touch yourself and yelling, he actually wants to say ow and run around the club naked. So that's Rick Bon Jovi. And then Kenny Burns is more of the family man, and he's, I always say this, I'm 75% of the man I want to be, but it's a 25 that everybody buys into. So what do? I think that Atlanta offers a certain quality of life. I've lived in New York, I'm from DC, I've lived in Detroit, I've lived in California. And everywhere I've been, I think Atlanta gives you the opportunity to have land, if you like that, with home ownership. I think that it is a progressive chocolate city, if you can dig what I'm talking about, in the terms that there are, black professionals here from the government on down that are just affluent and positive and, when you go to DC, you're so literally in the middle of the politics and then the hood's right here and then you're confused because there's a really clear line, although it's literally clear. But I think that LA's plastic. I love LA. Big shout to everybody from the West, but LA is just visually beautiful. There's nothing stimulating culturally about it. Atlanta obviously has culture for days, and even with the negative, culture that it has. It's a testament to what time will do and what time will heal. So I just think, I always said when I was gonna have a family and raise my children, I would raise them in Atlanta because it was rich in culture. It's a city that I helped birth as far as this generation, and it's home. What keeps me awake at night is the responsibilities I have and who I am as a provider. Other than that, I fall right to sleep because I be tired as a motherfucker at the end of the day. My brain wakes up on steroids, speeding faster than you could ever imagine. So 9 times out of 10, I'm sleepy at night because of the hard day's work. But if anything was to keep me up, it would definitely be the responsibility of being a provider. The Kenny Burns show was all fine and dandy until these people just started going to all my places and buying all my glasses and all my shit. And, I stopped doing that version of the Kenny Burns show. And then really that was part of me figuring out what I wanted the brand to be. I think that it helped amazingly though, because it got a chance for people to see that it's really real. Because a lot of times, you see these people out on the street and they say they're driving this, or they say they're buying this, or I got a Time for a suit, but it's, Banana Republic. Although this is Banana Republic, I had it for 10 years. Vintage. But I think that, that portion of the Kenny Burns brand gave people the opportunity to see that it does exist, where it exists, the hotels and the hoopla and the lights and the action, and Carrie Hilson and Ludacris hanging off the balcony with me, and all those things that they were hearing, they could see. So I think that did, that Kenny Burns show property online was tremendous in that right. I think that what it's now led me to is, basically having a voice. I think people are looking to me now to be a fashion advisor, a lifestyle coach on many levels, because I am in a committed relationship, married for 10 years, 2 kids, and my hosting persona or my alter ego is this sex, drugs, and rock and roll, tattooed, whatever man that, you know, so people want to know how that exists or how that correlates. And I think that my gift is, one, being able to handle that and live with it. And then two, sharing it with people so they can see that, you know, the dream is real. You can do whatever you want in life and be consistent on the other side of the fence. So, you know, but you also have to know what you're getting into. I know a lot of people that want to be in this business and have no idea what it takes to be in this business. So, you know, I guess that's another question I'm about to get into answering. I actually just shot a pilot. Oh, I'm sorry. I actually just shot a pilot for a show, and then I'm also being courted by the producers of Atlanta Housewives to do a show called Boys Club. And it's really, you know, a lot of rumors going around about the Boys Club. It's not about the down low scene in Atlanta. It's about an affluent guy and his crew and how they do what they do business-wise, personal-wise. It's kind of fusing what I said before as far as, you know, our business's perception is reality, and this is kind of like a blueprint to show you what really goes on, you know, what the backbone is, what the business days go like, what the, you know, the party life looks like. And I think, honestly, the Boys Club thing is rather interesting because it shows another side of Atlanta. When you think of Atlanta, you think of and all that outside of Atlanta when you think music, but there's a whole other music scene. Everybody thinks Visions or Velvet. You think of club, these mega clubs with their lounges and cool places and restaurants. And it's a real budding nightlife that is actually a multicultural scene. So I hope that I choose that one. And you know what I'm talking about? Well, you know, I want to say this to the kids that are not kids, but the young adults that are choosing professions and want to further their careers. And sometimes it's not about just leaving. I'm blessed enough to have relationships and the savings, so forth and so on, that I was able to leave RocAFella. And the reason I left was because I knew Damon and Jay since they started, and I couldn't stomach the fact that these people were coming in between them and that it was going to be no more RocAFella. So for me, that was one of the hardest things. Well, Kenny Burns' style is traditional meets contemporary in every sense of the word. I love vintage eyewear. And then, as far as my actual clothing style, like I said, I'm a moody kind of guy with the style. If I'm going to a dinner, you know, I want to wear, you know, the satin one-button tuxedo jacket, white, clean, crisp shirt, you know, some jeans and some slippers, you know what I mean? Confidence first and foremost. I know women that could rock something out of BB or, you know, BR or whatever and look as good as the girl that got the, you know, couture dress off the floor and even. So I think it starts with the attitude. And I think for men too, I mean, you have to wear it like you mean it. I think the other part is, you know, with that confidence comes the smell. If you smell delicious, 9 times out of 10 you are delicious. And I promise you, ain't no man on earth gonna turn down somebody that's confident and smell good. I'm not saying it don't depend on what the outfit, you know, is like in comparison, but trust me, you can wear all black as long as it's fitting and classy and you smell good and you walking like you mean it. Claude, have mercy. Yes.